So I was feeling pretty nostalgic this week, and I actually decided to boot up good old-fashioned Skyrim with no mods, just vanilla Skyrim. This time I went in with the intention of trying to pay attention to the little details around the world, and holy shit, the game is beautiful. I mean, look at those mountains. But then everything fell apart once I hit Riverwood, the first town. My brain kind of just hit autopilot, and my only sense of direction was that waypoint on top. And I played through this intro a million times, trust me. I knew exactly who I had to talk to, and I knew exactly where I had to go, yet I still kind of found myself devolving into a caveman when I made the big triangle thingy on the top get big. Now I know that might tell you a little bit more about me than video games in general, but hey, I can't help it. I feel like waypoints take your attention away from the environment. It's sort of an intrusive way that the game devs point out the next step in a quest. Another form of an intrusive waypoint is that cutscene that completely disjoints gameplay and shows you the exact next area you need to be in. I feel like the only thing these design choices do is just allow me to turn my brain off while playing. And I understand that 90% of games that come out today have some sort of map, and people still don't understand where they have to go. I totally understand having a marker and custom markers on a map screen, especially in open world games. Like, let's just be honest, they need that kind of stuff. Now you're probably thinking at this moment,
Zeno, no one cares. You're overthinking it. Go outside, you fucking loser.
and you might be right. I kind of forgot what grass looks like, if I'm being honest. The point I've been trying to make so far is that games that rely too heavily on waypoints, especially in the HUD, sort of ruins my immersion and definitely hurts my overall experience with the game. I'm not talking about maps or markers on maps in particular, I'm specifically talking about waypoints on a HUD while you are playing the game. There's plenty of games out there that actually give you the option to turn waypoints off, and I do it every time. And I suggest you do too. You can tell how good a level is designed by turning off waypoints and seeing if you can just naturally go through it. I know there's plenty of immersive games out there that focus on building the environment and rely on the players paying attention to that environment in order to succeed. Now, I was thinking for quite a long time about what is a great game to showcase what exactly I am talking about. So I searched through my gaming library as well as the games I just have back at home, and I came crawling back to a game series that I thoroughly enjoyed and is personally in my top 5 series of all time, and that is Thief the Dark Project and Thief 2 The Metal Age. Now the setting of Thief is actually pretty cool. It's sort of a mix between medieval, fantasy, and steampunk. Now I'm not going to get too much into the setting or the story in particular because I believe everyone watching right now should definitely play it for themselves. The reason why I bring up Thief in the first place is because I believe the setting and the environment reinforces certain design choices that the developers made. The thing that blew my mind when I played Thief for the first time is its map screen. I mean, seriously, just look at this thing. It looks like a bunch of scribbles. However, it makes sense because the main protagonist, Garrett, mentions in the mission briefing before the level starts this.
No point in waiting. I have Cuddy's old sketches of the place, and everyone who's going to be asleep inside already is. It's time to begin.
Thief pays attention to little stuff like this, which is why I love it so much. Your maps can be sourced from inside contacts, archives in a library, or even a bribed servant or two. Thief not only explains the reason why we have a map screen, but it's also an integral part of the game. It's almost a challenge to get around, and you can actually add your own specific notes to it throughout the level. I love it, it's genius, and it's kind of cool in a minimalist way. You have a compass and a bare bones map to help you navigate, however, you still have to adamantly pay attention to the environment and what's going on around you, because what that map doesn't have is guards or any waypoints on a HUD that sort of funnel you to the location you're supposed to go to. In Thief 1, the levels get pretty big, and in Thief 2, the levels are even bigger. If you bump up the difficulty to Expert, which I suggest everyone does, it actually adds more objectives to the level. And for a bunch of levels, they might throw some curveballs at you. The map for the place might be outdated, or there might be some new threat in the area that you didn't anticipate. Thief the Dark Project constantly keeps you on your toes, and that's probably the thing I like about it the most. It's that you're actively playing it the whole time. If you turn your brain off while you're playing Thief, it's probably because you're speedrunning it. Also, replaying the levels a second time is just as fun as the first because now you're trying to optimize the best route to get to the goal, as well as possibly finding some new side objectives that you haven't seen. And it happens to do all of this with a simple objective screen to remind you what your goals are, and a map screen that is, well, incredibly bare bones. Thief will have you on the edge of your seat the whole time and make you feel like a thieving rat. And come on, what's more immersive than that? These games are hella cheap and you could probably find them online for quite a decent price. As always, thanks for watching and have a good one.